My brother was made of music, and I always was his audience. I admired how he could turn a living room into a stage. He was major ever since we were minors, and I was always in awe of his performance. It was something spiritual. It showed me how God can use you in moments when you believe prayers were unheard, canceling the noise from those who cause chaos. I found beauty in finding the meaning to live in every song. When my brother overdosed, I stopped believing the music. I stopped hearing it the same. I can't feel life breathing in songs anymore. When his organs stopped performing, so did my source of happiness. And now I can't stand the sound of music. Can't bear a tone. When I say my brother was made of music, he was literally made of music. His fingers were piano keys that unlocked imagination for those with little faith. When I say my brother was made of music, he was literally made of music. His pelvic floor was a guitar where he pulled strings and managed to make miracles out of melodies. When I say my brother was made of music, he was literally made of music. His spinal cord was a saxophone that reached heaven, making a hole between God and man. But when he called out to him, I just didn't know. The only time he was to be answered was when he flatlined. His hands were an orchestra before they were stretched. His addiction turned him to holding picks and picking at himself. Music notes started to look like scads. I've seen his vessel be used as a vinyl. His records were broken, his song kept skipping. History repeated itself, and every time he would start from scratch. His father was an old speaker that abused bass until his life short fused, and that left marks all over my brother. So all my brother could hear was cracks and pops, but the ringing was like music to his ears. It was so much of a hit, he became a stereotype. The flow got into his mainstream. His eyes dialed and rolled back. It was the only time he saw the Most High. And I'm sure he asked for forgiveness. But because something is forgivable doesn't mean it's fixable. So his sin taxed him until he was sold out. His last night, his throat was used as a trumpet for the heavens, but when blown, no noise ever came out of it. It gave me the revelation that he wasn't coming back. Even when they blew air into him again and again, there was no resuscitation. Just a broken instrument. And it never dawned on me that when you lose someone, you lose a piece of yourself. So I've learned I miss you is you're really missing from me. I've witnessed how his ensemble always held everyone together. Even in moments he was falling apart. But I have heard that people honor fallen ones by keeping the pain that came with their death. So I picked up the pieces he was left in and attached them onto me, carrying a pain that breaks the silence, giving him a voice that even though my brother never had a sound mind, I will make his sound mine. I will keep the meaning of his song alive. I will make a musical out of his memory until I can find atonement for his sins, his troubles. Made me tremble like jazz hands. And it's ironic. Jazz is my name. And my world has been shaken ever since.